but I don't want to get rid of that. Good afternoon. So you ever read those articles and they talk about, oh, you should do this or you should do that for a showing? Well, I do. I like to know what other people say, especially people that don't even list houses for a living. It's always fascinating to see what they say you should be doing. So I came up with a big old list of things. We're going to just go over whether or not they should stay or go during a home showing and what I think about it. So here we go. Number 1, cleaning supplies. The idea here is that you shouldn't have a bunch of cleaning supplies laying around your house because it makes it seem like it's dirty. I know it's a perception thing and it's strange. Even when you go into the bathroom and there's this squeegee there and the toilet brush, pretend that stuff doesn't really get dirty. So I agree with this. Put your cleaning supplies somewhere else for showings. Number 2, family photos. I'm not so sure I care whether or not you have family photos up in the house. My buyers are trying to picture themselves in the space, but it's not easy to do that in the first place. Do personal photos keep you from getting your home sold fast? I don't think so. In the real world, I would guess that I see about 50% of the houses that do have family photos and 50% that don't. Now, if your family is ugly or something, that's a different story. Number 3, political pictures or photos. This one is tricky. 20 years ago, this wasn't an issue. We didn't virtue signal politics. At least I don't remember it being like it is now. It kind of seems hyper-partisan as well now. So there was a time when you would worry that your buyer might be from a different political leaning and that they wouldn't be comfortable in your house. But now it's show the buyers who you are, and if they don't like the perception of you, it's fine. It's going to get real interesting when sellers stop selling to people because of the buyer's political affiliation, but I don't think we've gotten there yet, at least not in the open. Number 4, college diploma. I don't think that it matters if you have college diplomas up at your house. I see people from KU put their diplomas on the wall here in St. Louis. Their houses still sell. If you have an office and you have your diplomas and certifications, that's kind of what a home office looks like. In a way, you are giving buyers a vision of how they would or could use the space, which is always beneficial. Number 5, kids stuff. I don't agree with this one either. I know many couples who just swoon over a kid's room when it has all the toys out, as long as it's clean. I have no doubt house flippers make girls' and boys' rooms up specifically to draw in young families. So no, I think it's totally okay to keep kids' stuff out as long as it's organized and somewhat clean looking. Pets. I like pets. I don't particularly like pet smells. I also don't want to wrangle cats. And those things are kind of sneaky. They're tricky. If you're used to creating your dog or something, that's totally fine. I don't think pets help a showing though. Meds. You should hide your meds. No question. If you're showing your house and you're still living in it, take your meds with you when you leave. Number 8, stuffed animals like deer heads and, pheasants and things like that. I don't agree that a stuffed animal is necessarily an issue. A whole room of dead animals, maybe that's a detractor, but 1 or 2 stuffed animals on a wall in an office or a game room is no big deal. Number 9, a fan, space heater, or dehumidifier. So the thought is that if you have a fan out or a space heater out, you're signaling to the buyer that the house has hot and cold spots. Now, a humidifier in a basement, at least here in St. Louis, isn't an issue at all. It's a good idea for most basements. So I get the idea that you're priming somebody to think something negative about your house. Another thing along that lines is like a mouse trap or a mouse hotel, I think they call them. Those things like signal that you have mice, even if you don't. So it's probably a good idea to keep those things put away. I get that. But a fan or space heater, yeah, I agree. You should probably put that away too. Now there's things that you should keep clean. The cleaner you keep your house, the better. Pay special attention to the following. So empty the trash cans. Have you ever gone to a hotel and the trash cans are full? You know you're not in a good situation. It's the same with houses. No visible or dirty laundry. Yes, indeed. Put your laundry in a hamper or something. Don't leave it laying around. No dirty dishes in the sink. You'd think this would be obvious. It must not be because I see it all the time and it's just gross. Just gross. Put your pet toys in a container. I like pets. I said it before in this episode. But the house looks so much better if you have all your pet toys in a container. You should clean the litter boxes. You haven't lived until you go to an old lady's house for a showing on a hot summer day with the air conditioner off and her 4 cats using the litter box for well past the point where the smells are minimal. This is one of the joys of showing homes, I guess. Make your bed. Another thing that seems rather obvious, but it's not, I guess, because I've seen it. Make the bed before you leave your house if you suspect you will have showings. Toilet seats and lids down. And might I offer another? Please, please, please flush the toilet and check before you leave the house. Yes, I've gotten to show houses where the owners have left us presents in the bathroom, and it's not exactly helpful in setting the buying mood. Bathroom stuff, put away. You may brush your teeth, and that's totally cool. If you can, though, put all that kind of stuff away and off the vanity. It will make it look bigger and also cleaner. Another thing you should do is vacuum the carpets. Yes, when you show a house and there are all those nice lines still in the carpet, even though it's carpet and a lot of buyers are not really into carpet right now, it's still better than when it isn't done. So that is true. Now, some people say you should put out fresh flowers. Is that true? Well, if you want extra points, if you want buyers to be impressed, fresh cut flowers in a house are a wonderful addition. I agree. Some people say you should have no packed boxes in a house. Agents say you shouldn't have packed boxes out because it gives off the impression that you are desperate to sell the property. With the market that we are in, multiple offers being likely, I don't think it matters that much. If the market goes cold for sellers, of course, do what you can. Designate one room or the garage for all of your moving boxes. That makes it a little bit better. Then there's the idea that you need to get rid of anything that takes up space on your kitchen counters. And I agree with this one. Let's say you have a microwave, a coffee maker, a mixer, and a toaster on your countertop. You're giving away a lot of space and your kitchen is going to look smaller and more cramped. Pull everything from the counters. You'd be amazed at the difference. Another thing is people have said you should get rid of all religious decor or materials. And I don't necessarily agree that you should pull all of your religious decor or materials. I think most buyers understand that there are different or no religion, and they're not all that upset by them. It's not a reason not to buy a house. I mean, you name it, I've seen it, and it doesn't seem to cause any issues. Air fresheners. Now, the overuse of air fresheners should be a crime. Seriously, I know immediately when I go to a house that the sellers are trying to hide a smell. It's usually pet related or mildew related, and sometimes both. When buyers figure out that you're trying to hide something, they start to wonder what else you're hiding, and that's not good. Finally, political signs, so a little bit different than the photos. Similar to political pictures or photos, the traditional thought has always been to avoid. But people use political signs nowadays to virtue signal, and those that they are trying to impress will actually be impressed by those signs. Would someone refuse to buy a house because of a political sign in your yard? Maybe. But again, in a hot market, I don't think buyers have any choice other than to make an offer if the house is priced right and they like everything else about the house. You know, if you keep your house clean, if you make an effort, buyers are going to recognize this. I think most people are benefit of the doubt kind of people. I've seen many houses that have things about them that the seller could have done a better job of, and it really doesn't hurt the sale of the home. Generally, if you can remove clutter, if you can make it so buyers can easily walk from one room to another and get an idea for the spaces, you should be fine. That's what I have for you today. You know, you read these things and you think, oh, I've got to get rid of all my stuff. Oh, I've got to make all these changes. And really, if you can just keep your house clean, okay, don't worry too much about some of this other stuff. It's people are picking. They're being picky. They're putting their beliefs into what you should do with your house, and it's a little off. Except for I just told you what I think and what you should do with it. So, there you go. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.